Hello everyone, welcome to our weekend analysis, not midweek, but weekend analysis, where we're gonna go through our usual checklist with the forex pairs, commodities, and indices, also crypto. So without further ado, let us delve right in, starting with the dollar index. So the dollar index had been pushing really strongly as the week began, and we had like a gap at the beginning of the week, which we later filled midweek, and then we started to push back up slightly. Right now, like I said before, even last week, we have nothing stopping the dollar index from actually continuing all the way up to 103. So at this point in time, we are looking to go all the way to 103 on the dollar index for this coming week. So we might actually be seeing ourselves right above this green line at 101.92. That is where I see ourselves coming to this week, seeing us making a new high. Then from there, we might touch the 103 level. So what does this mean for the dollar, euro dollar? So euro dollar, that will mean that we might actually be looking to make a new low over here. And also with the euro dollar, it's the same scenario. There's nothing stopping us here. There's no like support level whatsoever along this way. And as we also started the week, we had the push to the downside. We filled the gap, which was great. On Wednesday, we said we're going to reach this point, which we did. And then we pushed right from there, which was like clockwork, textbook type stuff. And we are looking to make a new low for this coming week. So, beginning Monday, 1.10500 is a level we are looking to breach as we continue the race with the US dollar and the tariffs. All right, so let's also look at pound dollar. So pound dollar, um, we came all the way down here, this support level, and we bounced from there. Pound dollar doesn't seem to be moving in the same direction with euro dollar this time around. It seems to be doing its own thing at the current moment. So we bounced off here. We also made a gap. We filled that gap. But here it seems like we want to make new highs on pound dollar. So overall, what my anticipation is on pound dollar is that this trend line has been broken, resistance has been broken, and so right now it just seems like we made a pullback midweek, and we're looking to push up slightly. Yes, I'm trying to make sure you all see this really, really well because I've had complaints of you guys saying that you can't really see what's on the screen. So, yeah, we have this pullback slightly, which we almost touched this trend line. So we might actually be seeing ourselves make a new high this coming week. But of course, once we make a new high above 1.13400, then this should be easy peasy to make a new high right above 1.33600. So that is what I'm actually um looking for on a pound dollar. Then after that, we might actually be looking to make a new high above 1.34. But of course, if we continue with this downward move and we make a new low, then of course this will invalidate this upward move, but I'm still confident that we might be looking to continue all the way up, especially since pound interest rate was cut. So we might have a little bit strength for a little while before actually coming all the way down. Right. Let's now look at dollar yen. So dollar yen, we filled the gap. We made a new high over here. We reached the resistance level target. Then we reversed immediately from there, like I said, like clockwork, textbook type thing. Then um yeah, we needed to actually fill this gap, which we actually did. So at this point, I do believe that dollar yen will be bouncing from this gap area, then continue on the way up, and then probably make it a new high. And the next level of resistance will be around 1.50. This is where we're looking to come all the way up to. Yes, so 1.5500 is where we're looking to come all the way up to if we do continue pushing to the upside. So next week, if we do push right above probably this minor resistance, then this should be an easy push to the upside into making a new high, most especially since we do have, well, we don't really have much US dollar news this coming week. We only have unemployment claims. So probably the unemployment claims might be something that may push the dollar yen to the upside, but we're yet to see. We're yet to see. Now let's move over to pound yen. So pound yen, same, almost the same scenario where we had to fill the gap. The gap has been filled. So at this point, we are looking to also make a new high. Same scenario with dollar yen. And then that would mean we'll be looking to make a completely new high on pound yen right above the 200 level around these areas. So that's what we'd be looking to do. But coming this week, we are also looking to go right above this minor support level. So once that is breached, then I think we might be in the clear to actually make a new high as well for the rest of the week on the pound yen pair, almost the same as all the other yen pairs, because they all seem to be moving the same way. So if we also look at Aussie yen, we will have the same scenario here. Gap had to be filled. We made new highs. Resistance was reached. Yeah, so a majority of the yen pairs resistance was reached. So this is just the current scenario right now in making new highs. So they're in a high correlation at this point. That's all I can say. Right, then let's move over to CAD Swiss. So CAD Swiss, we had two consolidation boxes. So we had the first one over here, which we broke to the upside as well. We had the second consolidation box, which we broke to the upside as well. And then we had also a gap over here that had to be filled. So last week was like a gap filling day, and that gap actually got filled. So from this point, we are looking to continue all the way up. So we'll be looking to break this resistance level this coming week right above 0.60 380. That's what we'll be looking to do on CAD Swiss. Once that break is done, we will be looking to now finally make a new high above here and then looking to go right up to the top here on this resistance at 0.6800. And we might be looking to also have Canadian CPI push this move, and also the Euro Flash PMI and the German PMI. Funny enough, the Swiss franc news is never really there, like red flag news. So we always just rely on the Euro news to do everything else. Right. Now let's look at gold now. We have gone through all the. Oh no, we haven't gone through all of them. So let's look at US dollar Mexican. That is our last one at this point. So dollar Mexican, we made a new low. That was great, and then we are currently in a pullback that has now made like a 90 or 80% pullback right here, and from this previous high. So we're looking for the market to continue to the downside. If it does not continue to the downside and continues all the way up and goes right above 1.97 19.57, then this will be an invalidated downward trend, and then we might actually become bullish. So once we continue with the downward trend, we'll be looking to finally complete this support level target, which should be coming in through any time from now. So if we do get the opportunity to push to the downside on Mexican dollar with Mexican dollar strength, then we might see ourselves right below 19.25 level just here at this support level. Now let's move over to gold. So gold, we are at this support level. We have been dangling around this support level for a while. We've just literally been holding. So what does this mean? Well, we have another thing here we need to consider. This gap, we are yet to fill it, and gold gaps usually get filled. That's one thing I've noticed, because there was a gap time back. I think it was somewhere here. What's that? There was a gap, I remember, which was like to the downside that had to be filled. Oh, I think it was here. Yeah, it had to be this one. Yeah, well, this one didn't get really filled to the brim, but it had like a close enough fill from here to there. But either ways, this is an upside gap. It's not even a downside gap, but overall, gold tries its best to fill gap. So I do believe we will be looking to also fill this gap this coming week, especially if we go right above this resistance level at 3260. Once we go right above here or even right above there, then this gap should be filled, and we might even go all the way here at 350 resistance level. Then yeah, go to the moon. That is my anticipation for this coming week. But if we continue, we start to make new lows and then we go right below the support level, then just know this move is destined to now come all the way to 2,950. That's where we might actually come to. But I'm still confident in gold buys going to the upside since there is still uncertainty with the tariffs. So that is what I am anticipating on gold. Then let's look at NAS 100. So NAS 100 has been making new highs. There is a gap over here, but this is a downside gap. So the question is, will this be filled? Possibly highly unlikely, because we have had downside gaps over here that were never filled. Also here, downside gap. This one was more like an upside gap. So this one managed to get filled. That is great. And also here, this was an upside gap, managed to get filled. Downside gap, it got filled, but as we have seen, upside gaps seem to be the ones that get filled most of the time. So this downside gap seems to be highly unlikely to happen. But overall, we might have a pullback into this zone over here at 2750. Then from there, we might be looking to make a new high right above 2218, because at this point, there is literally no resistance levels that are going to stop NAS 100 from making a new high. So if possible, even next week, we might be making a new high. But I do believe by the end of this month, we might make a new high on NAS 100. Then let's finally look at the crypto pairs. So, um, Ethereum reached this level of resistance. We consolidated a bit and we looked to had strength coming to the upside. Then it immediately dropped, I believe, today, pushing all the way down here below two three, almost close to 2300. And it seems we might be going for a free fall, coming all the way down to 1,800 level once again. So that is my anticipation on Ethereum for this coming week. I don't think we're going to be making new highs, but we'll be continuing with the downside move. Then, Bitcoin reaches level of resistance, and guess what? It is finding resistance at this level because it touched here, pushed all the way down, consolidated a bit, touched here, and then it pushed all the way down very strongly. So overall, if we continue making new lows, especially if we go below the 102 level, if we go below the 101 level, and finally if we go below the 100,000 level, then we might be seeing ourselves even back into the 94,000 or the 90,000s levels with Bitcoin. And then maybe we might even come all the way down to 76,000, but that's just my anticipation on it. We might actually break even this high if possible, if we do not break these three previous lows. So that is what we are anticipating on Bitcoin. So yeah, we have covered gold, guys, so don't you worry. So we have covered majority of pairs that we need to. We always cover gold. Yeah, so that's the thing. Right. So any other pairs that you'd like to look at, analyze? And guys, please note that the promotion is still on for the old accounts where you get 15% off all the instant fundings. These are not challenges. Always remember that, guys, these are instant funding accounts. So when you use the code old accounts, you get a 15% discount, as we are having something launch really, really soon. So grab what you can while you can with the instant funding accounts, and also get ready for what will be in store. Yeah. So I do hope you guys have a great trading week, and remember to be safe. And also, just to go through the economic calendar, I would say Monday will be a clear day. We don't really have any red flag news. Then on Tuesday, we have the Aussie interest rate, where we look to be cutting on the rates from 4.10 basis points to all the way to 3.85. And then on Tuesday as well, we're going to have some Canadian CPI. On Wednesday, we're going to have pound CPI. Then Thursday, we're going to be filled with a lot of Euro news with flash PMI, German PMI, manufacturing PMI, and also a bit of dollar news with the unemployment claims and the flash manufacturing PMI for the coming months of what we could possibly expect. Then we'll end it off on a Friday with the retail sales on our pound dollar, or on the pound rather, not the pound dollar. Then we're also going to have some retail sales with the Canadian dollar. So those are the two news or high impact news events for this coming week. So I thank you all for joining me this evening, morning, if you're in Japan. Yeah, and afternoon if you are in the USA. So I do hope you have a great trading week as we start Monday. And remember to use great risk management so that you don't blow up. And you enjoy the rest of your weekend and your week. And we'll be back on Wednesday to see where the markets took us for a ride. Cheerio.